Hello there ladies and gentlemen, and welcome once again to the Movie Addiction. I'm James Wilson, and I've hit a bit of a speed bump with the Movie Addiction previously after forgetting the login details to the previous channel. So yeah, I kind of had to start the Movie Addiction from scratch. Great, so sorry about that. Anyway, today I'm going to be reviewing the long-awaited sequel to Disney Pixar's Finding Nemo. Yes, I'm going to just keep swimming, or just keep reviewing in this case, and I'm going to be reviewing Disney Pixar's Finding Dory. 3, 2, 1... action. Finding Dory stars Ellen DeGeneres voicing the blue tang fish known as Dory, who suffers from short-term memory loss and remembers that out there somewhere she has parents and she doesn't quite remember where she's from. So, with the help of Marlin and Nemo, she ventures across the ocean to try and find her parents and discover where her home really is. And of course that sends her on a personal journey of self-discovery, as we've seen in many other movies beforehand. But this movie has been long awaited by a hell of a lot of people, and this is just the one in many Disney Pixar sequels that are in the works. There's Cars 3, there's The Incredibles 2, there's Toy Story 4, so you know, there are a hell of a lot more sequels to look forward to. But with this film, I fail to see the reason why this movie actually happened. I mean, only because Ellen DeGeneres had this long-running gag on her talk show that all of these Disney Pixar movies were getting sequels, like Toy Story 3 and Cars 2, and Finding Nemo wasn't getting a sequel, so that was sort of like a long-running gag, sort of, and that gag kind of turned serious, and they seriously did it. That's not to say that I don't like this film. I do. I very much like this film. I love revisiting these characters again, and meeting some new ones. There is already a Facebook page called Gerald Memes, and it's this weird-looking sea lion who has a unibrow, and I can already see that guy getting a spin-off movie. Spoiler alert for anyone who hasn't seen the movie, I was walking out of the cinema and I thought to myself, something is really missing from this film. I remember vividly watching Finding Nemo and I loved it. There was something very nostalgic about watching Finding Dory as well, seeing Dory again and Marlon and Nemo, and I was quite miffed a little bit that we didn't get to see those ex-man-eating sharks, those sharks that were trying really hard to not eat people, and I was kind of shocked that they weren't in there, because I thought Dory was quite chummy with them at the end of Finding Nemo, so I was really quite miffed that they weren't in there. I was a little bit disappointed, like, oh, but that is a little aspect, and I walked out of the film and I realised when I got home, it's what's in the movie. It felt like it felt like Disney Pixar was really struggling to stretch this movie out to its hour and 45-minute runtime. It then gets around half an hour, maybe more, into the movie, and Dory, Marlon and Nemo have already arrived at the aquarium where Dory's parents are supposed to be. So I'm just sitting there thinking, okay, that was a bit soon. Where's the story going to go from here? So then Dory is separated from Marlon and Nemo, meets and teams up with a escaped octopus called Hank. Hank really wants to escape the aquarium, so Hank helps Dory to find her parents, and in return, Dory helps Hank to escape the aquarium. And as you can imagine, like with Marlon and Dory meeting in the first movie, Dory is kind of an acquired taste. She kind of grows on you a little bit, and that's the same thing here. Hank gets really annoyed with Dory at times for constantly forgetting everything, and so that's something that Dory as a character, I think, has always excelled at, is making friends despite her condition, and I think that is something that's really lovely, and I loved the fact that I loved Dory even more than I did in the first one. They really built on her character, and I wasn't really expecting to love this, but I did. They made a origin story as to where the Just Keep Swimming song came from. I don't really think they needed to do that, because it was great just having that be a random little song that Dory started singing to help Marlon get along, but it was actually kind of nice, really, to make that song part of Dory's past. Now, I've already told you that my biggest issue with this movie is that Pixar really seem to have struggled with the execution of this story. They know what story they want to tell, but the execution of it has been very poor. It just feels like to me that Dory is going on a wild goose chase across an aquarium, trying to find her parents. I mean, one animal tells her, no, your parents are over here, no, your parents are over here, no, your parents are over there. At one point, Dory and Hank, the octopus, go in the completely opposite direction to where they're supposed to be going, which buys us another 20 minutes, so, you know, it just feels like they are really, really struggling here to try and stretch out this story to its runtime. Now, there was one particular plot convenience in this movie that kind of annoyed me a little bit. There is a character called Bailey who is a beluga whale. Now, beluga whales have the ability of echovision, where they produce echoes and then they bounce back and they can see from miles away. So essentially, this character, you can tell right from the off that this character is created so that the other characters will know where to go and when they're in danger or whatever. So yeah, that is a huge plot convenience that just really annoys me. And but yeah, this movie I don't really think is as good as other movies that Disney Pixar has produced. I mean, come on, with the hit after hit that they have produced over the years, they have a right to produce a clunker every now and again, and this movie is by no means a clunker. It is still an entertaining movie. I would still suggest going to see it. It is still great to see those characters. Dory is as lovable as ever, and there are some really good characters as well. I enjoyed Hank, and there is a small character that Idris Elba voices, so Idris Elba's had a hell of a year in terms of voice acting, but yeah, so I would suggest still going to go and see Finding Dory. It is still very enjoyable. I give Finding Dory a 6 out of 10. So then guys, I hope you enjoyed my review of Finding Dory. Please like this video, subscribe to The Movie Addiction for some more great reviews on the latest movie releases, and also comment in the section below what your opinions were on the movie Finding Dory. And especially look out, because this weekend I will be giving you guys my review of Suicide Squad. I am actually really dreading this film because the DC Cinematic Universe hasn't really been off to the best start. So yeah, I am shaking in my boots about that because I really want this movie to be good. So yeah, hopefully it is, and you guys will find out whether or not I thought it was great or whether I thought it was terrible or just okay. You guys will find that out on Saturday. So then guys, see you next time, and